Welcome back, viewers at home. You're still tuned in right here on INX Prime Channel 345. I am joined by amazing individuals. Firstly, who goes by the name of Mr. Yusuf Moosajee, as well as Shahista Thokan, who are two influential figures in the business and economics community. Both are integral to the success of the upcoming event Celebrating Excellence, which is hosted by the Congress of Business and Economics, also known as CBE. Now, this event is scheduled for September 7th, 2024 at the prestigious Lal Kila in Sandton. Now, it will recognize as well as celebrate exceptional women and their journeys in various fields. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to INX Prime.
Walaikum salam.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for having us.
It's such a pleasure always having conversations around the beautiful work that, you know, the CBE always finds itself doing in terms of celebrating as well as acknowledging individuals who are all about, you know, creating change, be it in a society as a whole or within the field that they actually are making strides. But I think my question this evening will be, what actually inspired, you know, this event of celebrating excellence?
For me to go, okay. Thank you for that. This year will be our 7th edition on celebrating the lives of inspiring women. Now, it started off by recognizing, when we have Women's Month, we recognize and we said CBE has to do something in collaboration with Women's Month. So Women's Month is ending now and this event is on the 7th of September. So why have we chosen not August but September? Because we believe that woman needs to be celebrated every month, not only in August. So we deliberately said, let's go September. But last year was from the 7th edition that we have last year, we changed the format a bit. We changed the format to say that there's so many women doing such wonderful things, worldwide and in particular in our country as well. So let's recognize the achievements. So we've changed it to a recognition award. So so we'll still have the normal fun, you know, the get together, the good food, but we're going to be giving out awards. And this year we've selected 5 women who we believe will fit the bill in terms of their achievements. And so we look forward to people coming to the event on the 7th of September and just celebrating with the CBE the achievements that these women, people will see it on. And I know INEX is going to be there as well. You're recording it. So we hope to see you guys there as well. And we're just going to have a fun afternoon, relaxing, take out the high heels, relax, and enjoy the event. You know.
Now, before I come to you, Shahista, I really want to get a male's perspective when it comes to the importance in, you know, focusing on recognizing women and, you know, what it means in terms of, you know, uplifting them. Because at times we hear it from women where we're like, we're here to create our spaces, we're here to create our place. But it's always refreshing to hear it from a male's perspective. To you, why is it so important to place such beautiful focus to the women?
Women worldwide have played an important role, not only in economics, in politics. I mean, if man takes the time for 1 week, just 1 week, you know, we have this thing where we send kids to shadow, in the workplaces. Let the husband shadow the wife for 1 week in what they do in terms of bringing up the children, balancing their professional lives with the home life, and then you'll appreciate the importance that woman plays in our lives. So we recognize this, the CBE recognizes this. Shahista is on the board of the CBE as well. We have other people on various committees of the CBE, and we have to recognize that role. There's absolutely no question about it.
You can never deny a woman's touch. Shahista, in your view, why do you think it's important that women are celebrated, women are recognized, and not even just, you know, in the month of August, but all throughout the years?
I think traditionally we were trying to shatter those glass ceilings, but what has happened along my career and the way that I view the CBE is these men have become allies for us as women in industry. Associations with an organization like the CBE give us the positions and the platforms to speak as women, and recognizing us is very special for the Women's Month, especially with the CBE, because it's categorized in different sectors of where we are giving the appreciation to women. So it may not only be an entrepreneur, it will be someone from the arts, it would be someone in media. And these are very important integral roles that we play because these are the influences we have in our communities directly. So I think being part of the CBE, when we have such appreciation for women, just speaks volumes to me sitting on the board and having also the foresight to come up with the Young Leaders Forum, which we have now, integrating more youth, but also diversity within the forum of what was once the Transvaal Indian Union, Congress, sorry, yeah.
Now, seeing that, celebrating excellence, I want to know, is that the theme or there is a theme to the event that's being hosted, as well as how does it exactly align with that of the organization being the CBE?
So it's recognizing excellence, particularly in women in industry. And as I mentioned, the 5 females that are receiving the awards come from humanitarian sector. We've got the arts sector. We've got brave journalism. We've got, I think, an activist that is part of our Women of Excellence. So it's a general and a very broad theme because we want to keep it as broad as possible so all areas of the community will be recognized, as I said. Secondly, the women's event through its evolution in the 7th edition that Uncle Yusuf spoke about was because we started seeing more and more women stepping up in roles that are now influential. As previously, as I said, their voices may have been unheard. And this is an opportune moment for us as an organization because one of our values is to recognize and uplift the community through aspects like lobbying, through aspects like, letting our voices speak for us and making that evident change that we want in South Africa because we are, as patrons of the country, want to stay behind. And that's what we're trying to influence our youth to do, is not immigrate, but put your effort into the area in which you are and cultivate that.
I hope I won't be incorrect by directing this question to you, Mr. Moosajee, in terms of, the planning process around the event, as well as some of the key elements that you plan to focus on when it comes to the event in question. What would they be in your view?
You're referring to the event itself now? Yes,
the
okay.
Event itself,
So firstly, there's the awardees. There's entertainment. We spoil the delegates with goodie bags. And you saw that the event is taking place at Lal Kila. So I don't think I'll be exaggerating if I say there's a 45 course buffet meal as well. So it's an afternoon of recognition, of fun, of just, sitting back. We go through enough hassles during our daily lives in any case. So let's enjoy those moments, yes. So, we sell tickets for the event to cover costs. When I looked at, when I left the office this afternoon, so we really down to the last 4 tables. So a lot of corporates buy tables from us, business people buy tables from us, besides bringing in the husbands, because it's a women's event, but men are also there at the event. So the husbands, they bring their wives, their daughters, their staff. And we also sell individual tickets, so people that don't want to buy an entire table. So there's 10 seats per table. We're down to our last 4 tables, and I'm sure after tonight's show, we would have sold out.
And I think something that's really important there, as Uncle Yusuf said, is we have the partner, the males that attend the function, which is very rare for a Women's Month event. And we've been to many high teas and events. And to have our male counterparts there, they are our support structure. And for them to hear these speeches also may just, invigorate them to continue being that support structure, may also give them appreciation for certain roles that women play and the struggles that we have to achieve in the multitasking. And I think Uncle Yusuf, mentioned that earlier. He appreciates it. But how often do our significant others get to hear how much it actually takes for us to do what we do, where we have to work maybe twice as hard sometimes as the males have to?
And it's definitely refreshing for your partner to see you in a different light besides of, you know, wife, best friend, but, you know, being called out through your bio and the great work you're doing, it's like it changes the whole perspective. Now, coming back to the 5 categories that you guys have assigned in terms of some of the awardees that will be getting the awards. Now, for people who are watching, I'm sure they're so stressed, like, oh yeah, I pray I get picked. I pray I am someone who walks away with the award. I want to know, just to settle the dust, what goes into selecting some of these awardees in terms of the criteria? Is there a criteria, or it's something that is based off, I don't know, maybe you can expand to us, for our viewers at home, to best understanding the work and the sweat that comes to choosing just maybe, I don't know, I'm not even sure if you can expand on that. Is it one person? Is it 2 people? Because I can imagine if it's one person, the pressure is real.
So it is a very transparent, a very open communication that we have as a board and standing committee members. The respect is across for each person's opinion. So we each get these categories in which we want to nominate someone. We put these names forward, and as I said, good governance would cause us to have an opinion, a motivation, and then we take a consensus around the table, really, because there is a vast majority that we want to nominate. However, they may not fit the category of excellence yet. They may be getting there still. And we have a lot of our youth pushing now that are in the forefront of their careers. But not to recognize them too early is also very important, because they have a long way to go, and that ambition needs to be hungry. The CBE in itself is an organization of prestige. So we want to set the bar high so people work towards that particular award that they're going to be recognized in, and in that sector and that field. And remember, it's open to everybody can you know, be nominated. And we keep a keen eye on social media. We keep a keen eye in what's going on in the news and the press, who's actually pushing forward, who's making the most noise in industry. And alhamdulillah, I think we come out to beautiful, you know, candidates, and we all awestruck at the moment.
If I could just add to what Shahista has said, that from the 5 awardees, 2 of them we would say unsung heroes. Specifically, we went out the work that they do in their communities, the humanitarian efforts, the work that they do. So 3 of them are known, 2 of them unsung heroes. So we recognize those people, because if we don't recognize them, who else is going to recognize them?
That is beautiful, and I think it allows everyone to not say, even if you're not recognized in that sense, CBE will definitely recognize you through the beautiful work that you're doing. Now, coming back to my other question in terms of, you know, the beautiful stories, and I'm sure you guys are so informed about some of the nominees and some of the awardees. Can you give us a sneak peek, if you may, in terms of telling us the types of journeys and stories that really speaks in terms of highlighting the prestige in the work that they do?
So I'll just give a little bit without giving too much away. We look for influential people and not really influencers. So people who've made an impact. And we start by in other people's lives. And these unsung heroes, where we look at the philanthropy sector maybe, or the humanitarian work, or the activism that generally doesn't get the attention it deserves because it's pushing a certain narrative. So that's the first aspect of being influential. Secondly, their stories that appeal to us is their bravado. Oftentimes with the respect in which their voices have just been pushed through the noise. That also spoke to us this year, I think, in terms of these women are fierce. These women are pushing, you know, to be heard and noticed, and they're trying very hard. And not forsaking their challenges. Of course, we look at the women that are failing as well, and we say, wow, they've come out from this failure, or they've come from maybe an underprivileged, disadvantaged area of where their careers were extremely difficult for them, but look at where they are now. So I think these are just pivotal moments in their bios that we've taken after researching who these nominees are. Because remember, when you put a nomination forward, not everyone may know who they are. So we have to motivate. We have to say, oh, well, this person has done this, this, and this. And then everyone has a conversation around that role. And it's not scrutiny, but it's admiration all the time.
Mr. Moosajee, if I may ask, in terms of individuals that will be attending, not all of them will be nominated, not all of them will be awardees. I want to know from you, what can they expect and what are your hopes for them attending this particular event?
Are you now referring to the delegates that are coming to the event?
The delegates and the many individuals are so interested in supporting this event.
Yes. Look, we were just discussing it at our meeting the other day. There are certain people, this is our 7th edition, and they've come in religiously at every year, bought tickets and attended these events, because they feel so invigorated and so inspired when they leave the event that, so we've done something right. There's no question about it. It's every year we try and lift that bar even higher. So it's always difficult, because when we leave the event, everyone says, what an inspiring event, what a great event. Then we have to sit back and say, okay, guys, now we need to lift that bar even higher next year. So we managed to do that, and we're hoping this year would be no difference as well. So the people that come there get inspired, get entertained, and at the same time, it resonates with them as well, because everyone is a hero. Everyone is fighting their own battles. And we don't know, what battles the next person is fighting. But when they come there and they listen to the inspiration, the stories, it sometimes resonates with them as well. And we hope that it will make a difference in their lives as well. So it's just not coming there, enjoying the meals, and it's also this deeper understanding of what is really going on from the stage. And we're hoping it resonates with everyone. And it does, because we have people come back to us after the event and says, this and this inspired me, this inspired me, that inspired me.
So from a youth point of view, I can tell you, when we say the bar is high and the recognition comes with an excellence or a position that they've achieved, or became an expert in their field, people like me and my youth forum, we have seen these people, the awardees, on stage or on camera from the time we're young. So to actually view them receive this award in person is something worth attending at our high teas and our gala dinners, because you actually get to witness a full circle of, I remember this person when they started and look where they are now. And it's moments like these that give us hope. As young individuals, it makes us motivated to push through in our careers as well.
Now, Shahista, just for a word of, encouragement for viewers who are watching who feel like, I haven't made enough strides for me to actually be, considered, influential in that sense. What words of wisdom would you share with them in terms of, keeping on and just keep on going, and the fact that, you shouldn't wait for those instant gratifications, but rather wear out the storms and, live the moments, and, in the same space of witnessing other people win in waiting your turn? What words would you share with them?
So I think for me, in general, throughout my career, what I've learned is no simply means not now. There's always going to be that moment where I'm going to reach a point of deserving what I'm actually aiming for. And I always say this, I think every time I come to INX, when God gives me what I want, it's His direction. And when He doesn't give me what I want, it's His protection. And that's how I feel like every person, every female and every male should constantly just give life their best. And whether the door opens, it's just a matter of time.
Just in closing, I want to hear from the both of you in terms of preparing for this event, planning, the tireless nights, and the very, very dreadful mornings that you have to go through in terms of making sure the tables are arriving on time, the chairs, the decor, everything is set. What would you say are some of the rewarding experiences that come with hosting such beautiful events, as well as how does it resonate with your personal as well as professional values? If I can start with you, Mr. Moosajee.
The Congress of Business and Economics, we model ourselves as an activist business organization, because from the history we come from. So we're not an events management company, but we do our events in-house because we enjoy what we're doing. Because we enjoy it so much that everyone gets involved. We sit around the boardroom table and the ideas are just flying. Can we do this? Can we get this? Can we sort this out? And it's a work of passion. Because it's that work of passion, we enjoy it. It just flows. Yes, of course, there's times when everything doesn't go your way and then you have to look at plan B and so forth. But in the end, it all comes together. It all comes together. So before I hand over to Shahista, I'd just like to say that for those 4 tables that we've got, if people want to inquire about it, our email address is info@cbeonline.co.za. So it's info@cbeonline. Send your inquiries through. We will reply. We would respond. Thank you.
Shahista, over to you.
I think for me, when I just started on the standing committee at the CBE, the one thing that I found that was very humbling is, as board members, irrespective of our age or genders, we were all packing those bags, we were all setting the tables, putting the serviettes straight, or what needed to be done. And I think that type of camaraderie is what attracted me to actually apply to the CBE, form part of their plan of succession of wanting to be part of the organization, and really brought love for the organization within myself. And coming to whether we prepare ourselves enough for the event, we are exhausted because we're there quite early, but I am so grateful that Uncle Yusuf allows me to be the MC every year, because I get so excited to present with the CBE. It becomes a highlight of my year, and it's almost like it motivates and inspires me to just do more and be more for them as an organization. And I think stepping up is when all our board and all our standing committees sit at the end of that event that is a success and see the feedback and recognize that we've done good work for that year. And I think that's amazing.
Now, before I close off our conversation, is there any words of, a conversation that you would like for our viewers to take away from this, talk that you just had, or something that you would like to, close off with?
I'll leave it to you.
Yes, thank you, Shahista. In the current world that we live in, locally and internationally, we can see the difficulties that people are going through. We can see what is happening in the Middle East. We can see with South Africa also with this new government of national unity, which we pray and hope works well. Because I was chatting to someone earlier on that the government has to realize that the brain drain that is already affecting how many of our teachers have left the country, how many of our doctors, nurses have left this country. We need to start getting them to come back into the country. And we are here, Shahista, with the young professional, the Young Leaders Forum within the CBE that we formed. And also us, we want to make a difference in this country. We want to make sure that our youth, our professionals come back, rebuild this country. So when we have events like this, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but there's an underlying thing that we have the resilience, and we're here to stay, and we want you that have left to come back and help us build this country.
And I think just on a selfish note, from a parent's point of view, if I have to encourage the viewers to do anything, is to support organizations such as the Congress of Business and Economics. It's because we want our own children to have a future in the country. So if we're not trying to drive that motivation to correct things and to make it a better environment with the support of our community and societies there, through their donations and their supports, whether it's purchase of tickets, or we have numerous things that are happening throughout the year which they can attend themselves, as in workshops and seminars. These are important moments and milestones for us as an organization, because it shows that we have the backing of the people that are going to make the difference in the country. And going forward, that's what we need. We need the community of listeners out there to say, we are staying, how can we help, and how can we help the organization particularly?
Jazakallah so much for joining us this evening and sharing in this beautiful upcoming event in terms of what to expect and some of the great efforts that were put in setting up and literally coordinating the event. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Jazakallah,
Thank you so much for having us.
Viewers at home, that was Mr. Yusuf Moosajee as well as Shahista Thokan sharing in some of the efforts being placed, as well as, the cries out there for many viewers who are watching in terms of showing your support. Wake up and show up in whatever form or way that you can, either by purchasing a ticket or either by you donating through the beautiful initiatives that are here to, celebrate individuals that are here creating beautiful strides for themselves. But that's where we close it off. Do not forget, the event is on the 7th of September 2024. There are 4 tables left. You'd be surprised, probably now there's 2 or 1. So do not waste that time. Go and buy the ticket. You do not want to miss out. On that note, that's where we close it off. See you after this ad break.